We begin with an exclusive story. Republic Bank is shutting its doors to doing business with private members clubs throughout the country. The clubs have been receiving letters from their various Republic Bank branches advising them that they have until the end of this month to close their accounts with the bank. The legal representative for the Private Members Clubs Association, Chrislyn Moore, tells CNews that the bank's policy seems to extend beyond the clubs themselves. Sandra Mirage has the story.
Ms. Moore says about 3 weeks ago, private members' clubs began receiving letters from Republic Bank advising that their accounts were being closed.
The decision goes further, it appears, to include not permitting, in their words, owners and managers and shareholders of private members' clubs to conduct any business with the bank, and further to decline to extend credit to owners, shareholders, affiliates, employees, and service providers of members clubs.
According to Ms. Moore, Republic Bank has been systematically sending notices to the private members clubs. And in the notices, she says there's one common phrase. The bank is no longer able to service the accounts of the private members clubs. And it asks the clubs where should it send their checks. She says the notices do not suggest that there's any breach on the part of the customer, nor does it ask the customer to remedy any defect in its relationship with the bank. She describes this move as a frightening phenomenon for an industry employing 7,000 people, many of whom are young women.
It puts jobs at risk. It puts businesses at risk. It puts the business of persons who are affiliates and suppliers at risk. And what it does is that it transmits in the public space that at any point in time a bank could close a line of business until you come and take your money.
The clubs have been left in a quandary as to where they will now place their money. Ms. Moore says Republic Bank is the only financial institution that has accepted new business in this industry and maintains a large percentage of private members' clubs' accounts.
So Republic Bank was in fact the only bank that was accepting new business and maintaining quite a large percentage of the private members club's industry accounts. So that you can imagine the damage to the industry that is the time bomb waiting to happen as a result of this decision.
Ms. Moore says the bank's action was done without consultation and it offered no reason for closing her clients' accounts. In addition, she says the bank has not given her clients an opportunity to make alternative arrangements. But she says they've sent a letter to the bank requesting a meeting by May 8th and they're still hoping for a conciliatory approach. Sandra Mirage, CNews.
We contacted Republic Bank and an official from the bank tells CNews that they will look into Ms. Moore's request for feedback on why private members clubs have been asked to close their accounts with the bank. Now joining us is Stacey Ann Providence, who's on Arapita Avenue to tell us more about how this latest news is affecting the industry. Good evening, Stacey Ann.
And good evening to you, Samantha, and good evening to our viewing public and of course our listeners as well. If you can recall, just about a month ago, Minister of Finance Larry Hawaii, during the debate of the finance bill, said there were plans to increase the casino license fee from $200,000 to $500,000 and that the betting license operation would go up from $100,000 to $200,000. Well, those proposed changes and certainly this latest news that we just reported would pose several challenges to this industry. And we spoke earlier to Sherry Prasad, the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Members Clubs Association, who shared with us her very deep concern over what we just reported. Now, Ms. Prasad says members clubs feel targeted and that they want to know why. Ms. Prasad is also a member of the management of the Mapao Casino, you see here behind me on Arapita Avenue, and As we all know by now, the Mapao Casino was the last place Miss Dana Sitahal, the senior counsel, visited before she was murdered. Now, we are also told by members of the club that Miss Sitahal was a dear friend to them. She was a frequent visitor, and at this time, several members of the club are actually attending her wake, which is being held in Tunapuna at the family's home. I'm Stacey Ann Providence, reporting live from Arapita Avenue.